I'm Dr. Branyon with Your Hope Unlimited. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I want to talk about salt. A lot of times people get on the internet, especially when they're diagnosed with cancer, and they're looking for that very perfect cancer diet. Be careful. Sometimes it will tell you no salt at all. Or either it's got to be this salt or that salt. Well, today I want to tell you why the body does need salt, the symptoms of low salt, the different types. Did you know there's 6 different types of salt? And what's the best salt for us? So let's get started. Salt is a sodium. Of course, sodium is salt. And it's an electrolyte. Our bodies need electrolytes. Our bodies work on electrical impulses. And water is very, very important in order to keep those electrical impulses working. We need small amounts of salt. Now notice I said small. I know some people who they're just shaking it all on their food and over their shoulder and everything else. No, that can be very dangerous also. But we do need small amounts of salt. Salt actually helps to conduct nerve impulses. It contracts and relaxes our muscles. It helps maintain the best balance of our water levels. It's very important. Have you ever been working out in the yard and it's hot outside and you're gardening or cutting the grass or doing something and you're sweating a little bit and not drinking enough, or even if you're drinking sometimes, but you're losing electrolytes, and sodium is a big electrolyte. So then you come in, you take a shower, and it's bedtime. You go to bed, wake up, and oh my goodness, your toes are cramping, your foot's cramping, and it's just, you get out of bed and you don't know whether to try to, anyway, you've all been there. It's no fun. Well, when you get low on sodium, that can be a problem. It's not fun. So sodium helps our muscles to pull and contract, so that when we're moving our muscles, flexing our muscles, so salt is very important. If you do blood work, sometimes we're looking, especially in cancer patients, well, in everybody, but since I'm so familiar with cancer patients, I always tend to talk about them mostly, but sodium levels, whenever we see a low sodium level in the blood sodium, you can always bet that, and pretty much 100% sure, there's going to be swelling. Swelling in the ankles, swelling in the abdomen, because remember, sodium helps maintain the best and the proper balance of the water levels. And what is ascites? Our fluid in the abdomen and the ankles and places. It's water levels with a lot of different other things in it. But the dietary guidelines for Americans recommend adults, and we're talking adults, not children, that adults should have less than 23 milligrams a day. That's about 1 teaspoon of salt for the entire day. Now, let's do show and tell. Show and tell, 23 milligrams of salt. And the American guideline says that that's approximately a teaspoon, not a tablespoon. Well, I've got a teaspoon here, and I've got a salt that I never buy. But right now I'm going to talk about salts, so I had to go buy this. Not my favorite. I'll just go ahead and tell you. But I'm going ahead and I want to show you so you've got an idea what 23 milligrams of salt is. So let me see if I can pour this without pouring it everywhere else so that you can see. Oops. Okay. Now let's go a level teaspoon. I hope you can see this. Yeah, I'm pouring it in. So here, I don't know if I can show you real well, but that is a teaspoon, okay? Teaspoon, not a tablespoon. That's what 2,300 milligrams looks like. Now, before we get into the different types of salt, I want to, oh, and I did just get that everywhere. But I went and bought some things that I don't always buy. So I wasted a little bit of money, but I want to show and prove it to you. Once again, I'm going to read out some things. Vegetable broth, because I don't always cook, except on, like today is my cook day. And that's why I'm in the kitchen talking to you as I bake and wait and all that kind of stuff. But here is, I do use organic vegetable broth. But here is, it says that this is about 4 servings in here, okay? Now, when it says servings, and then when it gives you the amount of, I'm going to just go in with sodium right now, but the amount of sodium, even in our vegetable broth, is 490 milligrams. Okay, if you're good at math, start thinking, this is 490 milligrams. All right, now because I don't buy this too much, I bought not brand names, I bought cheaper things. I'm so sorry. But I did look at the brand names and they're about the same. So this is a French green beans can. I don't like cans. Sometimes, and I'll tell you that at another time, the reasoning why, but sometimes you do have to use cans. I didn't buy that for use, but I bought it because I wanted to show you some things. Okay, this can is 14.5 ounces. It has 3.5 servings per can, and the sodium in the green beans is 290 milligrams. A little less than my organic vegetable broth. Wow, this is a vegetable. Okay, now I picked up carrots. Once again, it's an off-brand, and this is 1/2 cup is a serving, and there's approximately 3.5 servings in here. And the sodium is 250 milligrams. Okay, so I got some squash with Vidalia onions. Now that sounds pretty good to me. It's a Margaret Holmes brand. I'm not sure. It's kind of a new brand. I think it's come around here. I'm not sure. But there is 3.5 servings. Geez, I just realized it seems like everything is 3.5 servings. But in this, there is a total of 410 milligrams. Now here's the Italian, once again off-brand, Italian style stewed tomatoes. 3.5 servings. That must just be a number they're throwing out. And it is 250 milligrams. Okay, so far, it looks like the stewed Italian tomatoes is the least, and maybe then the carrots, and then probably the green beans, and then, oh, I hate it, the squash is moving next. And I can't believe it, but my organic vegetable broth says fat-free, comes up to 490. Now, I bought something I would never say buy, because I don't think this is good for us. But I wanted to show you, I did buy, because people do seem to like it, it's not good for you. Spam. Now this is turkey. It's supposed to be better than some of the other. Well, I'm not so sure about that. This is 570 milligrams, the worst of all of it. But now let me tell you, I counted out some numbers here, spoke out numbers here. So let's say you had a helping of 250 carrots, helping of green beans, that is 290, 5, 6, 7. You've got, squash, 410. And I'm bad at math. And for some reason, you've got some, well, let's just say these 3. Not to count, not saying you don't have any meat or anything. So how many grams or milligrams? We're talking milligrams. I'm so used at work calling grams in medicine, but we're going to call them milligrams here. How many do you think that is? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You've already met, just in one meal per serving on these 3, half your sodium intake for the full day. Be careful. Too much sodium is very, very harmful. So you just don't want too much sodium. That causes problems like heart disease, cancers, high blood pressure, strokes. We could go on and on and on. So I wanted to kind of show you this. Now quickly, let's talk about the 6 different types of salt. Okay, table salt. Oh, we could do a whole lecture on this, but for time's sake, we can't do it here. I'm going to show you the table salt that is mostly available in the United States. And up until just a few years ago, did you see any other kind of salt coming through? Nobody really thinks about that. But Morton's has always been the one salt that all Americans could buy. There just really wasn't a whole lot of other to choose from. When it rains, it pours. Now, it came without iodine and with iodine. Like I said, I do not buy this for reasons, for important reasons. Table salt is, well, let me just back up. This table salt is refined. It comes out of the sea. However, it is so refined that there's nothing really left in it. So the regular Morton's that does not have iodine in it has nothing really in it. Do you know that all salt has natural iodine and minerals and electrolytes that we need? And this is where we're coming into needing to really understand. Salt is electrolytes, mostly sodium, but it has other things in it, like iodine, which we do need. But when Morton started out, they didn't have it with iodine. And then all of a sudden, goiters, they called them goiters back then, thyroid problems, and people would get these big lumps and it would be called goiters. So then they realized they needed to put iodine back in. So then here comes iodized. So even in the markets now, you can choose. Here in the States, you go to a lot of the other countries, you're not going to see Morton's. They don't allow Morton's. They use real salt. So I hope that doesn't get me in trouble, but facts are facts. You can look it up. It's there. I'm not telling you anything that's not available in truth. So Morton's is go-to salt, and I'm going to beg you to think about the others. Now, sea salt. There is sea salt. Oh, and people think that when they buy sea salt, that's the best. Well, it should be. But once again, I went to the grocery store to pick up these, and the only sea salt that was available where I went, which was Fry's, just telling you, was Morton's sea salt. And it says this salt does not supply iodine. Now, have you ever thought about it? Sea salt comes out and they do, here in the States, they do work with a lot of I got a lot of salt laying around here, so I keep hearing me do my hands. But Morton's sea salt, if you think about it, all of the sea salt, most everything is going to say it's not iodine. Well, that's a problem. That means they've refined it too much. Now, there is other types. There's the kosher. The kosher salt, which I thought I had some right in here, but I guess I don't, is salt that came out for preparation for the Jewish society. They do a lot of clean food, and they would cure a lot of their meats with kosher salt. So they knew that they shouldn't use refined. The Jewish population has a lot of, I don't know if you call it rules or not, their beliefs. They need clean food. And I agree with that. I'm not Jewish, but I totally agree with their ideas on clean food. So we can learn from them. The other salt is, and I don't have that, is what they call pickling salt. Pickling salt is where people who do canning, they'll go and make pickles and all that kind of stuff. They'll go and buy pickling salt that's designed just for that. I don't know a whole lot about that, so I can't speak too much on it. I know we're not going to use it as table salt that way. There's another salt called black salt. I am very unfamiliar with that. I didn't really realize that until I started researching, and so I couldn't find any black salt. So I'm just going to let you know that there is that extra salt called black salt. You can maybe research it and find a little more than I could find. But here's the one I want to talk about, is Himalayan. Himalayan salt is really, supposedly, and I think it's true from what I've really researched, comes from the Himalayan mines. And it is true salt. Most of Himalayan salt is going to be pink in color. It has all your electrolytes. It is not refined. It has iodine in it. So in my opinion, for what it's worth, and I think it's worth a lot because I've done a lot of research, I think the Himalayan salt is the better salt for me anyway. And I tell my cancer patients, that's the one I like best. Now, I will tell you that if you go to the grocery store and you buy this salt, Himalayan salt, you're going to pay a lot of money. I like to give tips to our patients and to you on how to save money. So, you can go spend your money on this, or you can save a little bit money to spend your money on other things and go to, I get mine, this is what I get, and it is perfectly, exactly perfect, just as good or better than this. And this came from TJ Maxx Home Goods. I think there's a lot of different, it's the same company. I think it's called TJ Maxx Home Goods. Marshall's is the same thing. I got this at TJ Maxx, but when I got it, it was called Marshall's on the label. And if you can see, it only cost $6.99. So this bag is 3.5 pounds, 56 ounces. Now, when I bought this was like $7.99, and this is 10 ounces. So look at how much money you can save if you just go rambling through TJ Maxx or Marshall's or one of those type stores. And this is my favorite salt. So I hope I've helped you a little bit about the salt. It's important. No salt is not good. but a little salt. We need a little salt, but you don't need a lot. So moderation is the key. Please don't take a lot of salt in. Tell yourself you love yourself out loud so that at some point you'll begin to believe it. Because how can you love your neighbor as yourself if you don't love yourself first? Tell 3 other people you love them, because we definitely need to spread compassion and love in today's world. I love you. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you on the next go round.